Here we are again. Now we're looking at a rosemary pruning in a pot. I've got my secateurs ready to prune this rosemary, and I'm going to prune it twice. Once to just show you how to tidy your rosemary plant up in the bush, and secondly, if you've got a real old woody rosemary in a pot, how to prune it up and give it a real boost for next year. And this is how we go about it. Everybody likes rosemaries, good for cooking, good for an evergreen herb, and they also produce blue, pink or even white flowers. Lots of people have rosemaries in their gardens. Some people have them in pots in a herb garden. Some people have them as a potager garden. They're a very durable plant, native of the Mediterranean, and one of my favourites. Here we got a rosemary in a pot, Mrs. Jessup's upright. And what I'm going to do firstly is I'm just going to prune off these growing tips. If you have an established plant and you want to maintain its form for next year, and just watch me as I prune back the elongated growing tips back to some more nodes which will shoot and bush up in the growing season that we are still experiencing. So 4 or 5 inches off of each shoot, just to cut it back to encourage this rosemary plant to bush out and flourish next year. You may even get some more flowers this summer by doing this. You may well do that. Now, all of the rosemary that I'm cutting off now you can use in cooking. Lovely little shoots to put in your lamb on a Sunday roast. So there we are, nipping them off, and that's maintained this bush to a little nice habit, and that will grow and shoot the rest of this summer, and next year you'll have a nice compact plant, eradicating the chance of the dead wood underneath. Okay, we got the same rosemary plant, but now we're going to imagine that it's 4 or 5 years older, that all this wood at the bottom is a little bit thicker, a little bit bare, and you're wondering what quite can I do with this now to make it look a little bit more appealing and also to produce more rosemary. So we're assuming that this plant is 4 or 5 years older and it's looking a bit rough around the bottom. We've all seen them, we've all had them in our gardens. This is what you're going to do. Don't be afraid. You're going to attack this rosemary bush with the secateurs, and we're going to bring it back into life and rejuvenate it. So look at it, look at its form, and you can be quite vigorous and quite brash with your pruning and take this rosemary plant back almost to the stem. So we're going to take it right back close on that one there. All the time we're thinking that it's going to be much better next year, much better, and we're taking it right back there, and we're going to have a little compact clump of growth just above the growing point of the rosemary, knowing full well that next year it will be a far better plant, and it will thank you for it, although you may not think it at the time. So there we are. You can do this with your old established rosemary plant, take it back to like a real nub of growth next year. This year it'll grow, and next year you'll have a lovely compact growing plant with plenty of sprigs of rosemary for your lamb on the Sunday.